with that chat. What do you say we lead the Kraken to the playoffs? Because, you know, we thought we broke the game. We didn't. So now we're good to continue. We have 40 wins. We're the second best team in the Western Conference. We're the top team in the new Pacific Division by tiebreaker. But San Jose have 2 games to hand. Palms fan dropping the 9 months. It's a boy. And his name is playoffs? I mean, who's to say, right? Who's to say? Anyway, let's see if we're going to make the playoffs. We're going to get right down to business today. This should be a playoff kind of night. And of course, I'll get you a look at the team again here, too. Yeah, Shaw's indeed. Listen to Fairman's comment there. He is on the money. He is on the money. Let's see. Capo might be leaving the Rangers. Ovi hits 1,250 games. Played 1,250. There you go. So again, our team, at the moment, it's kind of fucked. We're in a rough spot cap-wise. But again, we got Vasilevsky and Ottinger in goal. We have Morgan Riley, Crystal Tang, Matthias Ekholm, Mark Giordano, Ryan McDonough, and Nick Leddy on defense. And then our forwards, Jared McCann, Mikheyev, Andreas Janssen, Denis Gurianov, and Nikita Gusev on the left. Centers Carlson, Larson, Patrick Heedle. And on the right, Paul Mary, Radulov, Atkinson, and Jake Virtanen. So it's an interesting little team here, as Aatu Ratu has apparently jumped back up to 5 stars, so figure that one out. And again, we are closing in on making the playoffs. Also closing in on the Hall of Fame ballots for this season. So I'm pretty happy with that. Mark Giordano has been injured, but he's nearly back, which is great news for us. So like I said, game plan here, play a little bit of this, play a little bit of NBA. Best of both worlds. We'll see if that actually happens, though. Speaking of hockey, I learned today I'm apparently horrible at fantasy sports. Join the club. 10 games left. We're currently in first. Doug Waite has been fired by Carolina, replaced by former Islanders head coach Jack Capuano. The pride of Cranston, Rhode Island. Jack Capuano is now a head coach for the first time in the NHL since 2016. Warrior, I'm not going to thank you for popping somebody. That hurts the metrics. You should know about the metrics. Alright, so we should be in a pretty good spot here. We got to kind of win out. We'll see what happens. We play Edmonton. Let's see what happens. We're 1-4 against the Oilers this season, which is pretty scary. Well, let's see what we can do. Yeah, 1-4 against the Oilers. Jake Ottinger is going to be between the pipes. I don't know what's up with my face gen images being glitched out, but it is what it is. The Oilers have lost 5 games in a row heading into this, but Connor McDavid, of course, has a 9-game point streak. Bunch of milestones could be hit as well. We're going to quick sim this one, and we're going to lose again. Top Hat, what's going on? Oilers win at 5-4 in overtime. So not our best game. Ethan Bear with a 3-point night, leading the way for the Oilers. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins scores the winner in OT. So our spot atop the division's in a little bit of trouble. San Jose is the only team that can catch us here. They have a game in hand and they're 1 point back. So it's going to be a pretty close race. Cam Atkinson now in the top 10 in goals scored, by the way, with 35. And Morgan Riley is 3rd in total assists. Not even just for defensemen. See, the Coyotes have put Cam Dineen on waivers. Alex Pietrangelo hits 600 points, as does Drew Doughty. A couple of moves there. Next game, it is against the New York Rangers. We are 0-1 against them on the season. We lost 5-3 at Madison Square Garden. And we are back in the Garden here today. Panarin, Zibanejad, Kakko, Lafreniere, Paquette, and Julien Gauthier. Kreider, Horvat, Aston Reese is the 3rd line. Oscar Klefbom and Trouba are the top pairing. Borowiecki, Fox, Hayek, and Lindgren. Goaltender is Georgiev, from the looks of it. Indeed it is. He has a 905 on the season. We got Vasi back between the pipes. We need to win this one. Will we? No, it is another 5-4 overtime loss. 55 shots, and we lost 5-4 in overtime. Adam Fox, 3-point night. Was not enough. The OT winner going to... Actually, they didn't even need OT, did they? It went to a shootout. That's why. Rangers win 5-4 in a shootout. I mean, monster, just because they do. EA doesn't have the exclusive license. Nobody else just views this making a console game as worth the investment. So the Sharks have jumped us by 2 points, which isn't surprising. We have 8 games left this season. The Kings could be a little bit of a problem. We shall see. As Calle Yarncrook was suspended for 4 games. Jamie Benn's going to be out for 4 months with a torn thigh muscle. And Kalen Addison has a very good night with the Palm Springs Bitch Pigeons down in the AHL. We play Ottawa next. Home game here in Seattle. Matt Murray rocking a 907 against Vasilevsky. Thomas Chabot, their star player, 65 points in 74 games. Here we go. The winner is Sens 2-1. We've lost 3 in a row here. Brady Tkachuk sealed the deal. Disappointing loss for the Pigeons. For the Pigeons? For the Kraken. They really should have been the Bitch Pigeons, but what are you going to do? So San Jose right now is in the driver's seat to win this division title. A little bit disappointed with Gerard Gallant, but again, we'll see what he can do here. Aatu Ratu is now our 5th best center above Andreoff. That's very promising. Okay, let's keep going. We play Vegas. Vegas Golden Knights. Robin Lehner against Jake Ottinger. Pietrangelo and Riley, the star players for the 2 teams. 40, 20, and 5, Peter DeBoer and the Vegas Golden Knights. Can we get the win? Yes, we can. 7-1. We light up Robin Lehner and get a big win there. 41 shots to 21. Gurianov with a 4-point night. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. So you look here, Dennis Gurianov, Morgan Riley, William Karlsson, all fantastic in that game. Absolutely fantastic. 2 assists on the day for Crystal Tang. Leonard rocking an 829 save percentage. We outshot him 22-6 in the first period and just coasted from there. Absolutely coasted. As... Oof. The games at hand for San Jose are going to sink us. Habs, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Ekholm day-to-day. Mason McTavish out for 7 months with a torn ACL. And Evander Kane hit 300 career goals in a loss to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Alright, we play Minnesota and then Boston. The back-to-backs are killer right now. Sexist because I'm the best. Alright, so we're running McCann, Karlsson, Palmieri. Gurianov, Larson, Virtanen, Mikheyev, Patrick Atkinson, Janssen, Andreoff, and Radulov on the 4th line. Interesting from one Gerard Gallant. It's Riley Letang, Giordano McDonough, Leddy, and Harrington on defense. Goaltender matchup is Capo Kakkonen, who's been great against Andrei Vasilevsky. We need ourselves a win here. Let's see what happens. We will quick sim this. Hooking penalty to Barbashev, now in Minnesota. Sadiq Slayer, there was kind of, sort of, kind-of-ish a glitch with this. Where, in real life, obviously the Tampa Bay Lightning are completely screwed cap-wise. So the Lightning put them on waivers. Because they just had nothing else they could do to become cap-compliant. And the AI, now, they have acknowledged that it might be, that they've tried to fix that. But yeah, there was just literally nothing they could do. Like, obviously, you'd like to see them try to make a trade as Kevin Fiala scores. Mikhail Grigorenko scores immediately afterwards. We're down 2-0. Ivan Lodnia scores. We're down 3-0. Bunch of penalties here. This is not ideal. Cross-checking penalty to Gio. And Andrew Cogliano scores. We're down 4. Ilya Mikheyev gets it right back. So yeah, that's how we ended up with Vasky. It was kind of cheese. Otherwise, we would have had Braden Holtby, which still wouldn't have been that bad. Will Bitten scores. It's now 5-1. Mikheyev scores his second. It's 5-2. An awful display from the Kraken here. That is not going to help us take the top spot in the division over the Sharks. Can't score on the power play. Zemgus Girgensons makes it 6. Gurianov will end it 6-3 as your final. Minnesota wins. Not the best game from Andrei Vasilevsky. That sucked. We outshot him 44-26, but Vasi blew it. Ryan O'Rourke for them had 2 assists in the win. Not a great situation heading into a home game against Boston. As the Sharks are 1 point clear with 2 games in hand. We're going to be looking at playing LA, who could jump us technically. Point per game percentage. The Kings technically have a better record than we do right now. So we need to win. We play the Boston Bruins. A lot of lineup changes for Gerard Gallant right now, which is kind of scary. The Bruins still have an amazing top line. Bruins, of course, ended up signing Kovalchuk. Richie Wagner, Kiviranta on the Bruins. I'd be so happy. Grizz, McAvoy, Gustafson, Moore, Bakinen, and Carlo. Not bad. Their goaltender is Dan Vladar. 9-16 in 52 games. Of course, Tuukka Rask retired. Bergeron, the residing captain. We need a win here. We really need a win here. And Jared McCann scores nearly immediately. Fantastic. Get the opening goal there with McCann. Endo, what's up, buddy? A lot of NASCAR talk around here lately, huh? A lot of NASCAR talk. We could play NASCAR tonight instead of NBA if Deke Slayer steps up. A lot of penalties in this game right now, good lord. And David Pastrnak scores. We are tied at 1. We desperately need this W. Cam Atkinson. The Catkinson. Love to see it. We're up 2-1. Jake Virtanen makes it 3-1. Morgan Riley makes it 4-1, and the Kraken are going to get a huge win here as Denis Gurianov extends his goal streak. 5-1 final over the Bruins. Huge win there. Great job by Vasilevsky to shut it down. 34 shots to 21. Scott Harrington was first star of the game. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And in that game for us here, wow, for the Bruins, Grizzlet, Carlo, and Coyle all sub 50 on the game. That's brutal. Offensively for us, nobody was amazing. It was a pretty good team performance. Offensively, Janssen and Riley were both pretty good. And the big thing for us is Vasky posted that at 9:52. So a big 2 points there heading into the playoffs. We need the Sharks to really slip up here and not make the most of their games at hand. Yep, frequency of penalty minutes. Fair. Fair enough. What do we got next? Anaheim. Anaheim is next. Sean Couturier is going to be out for a month with a hernia. Slavin out for 4 months. And Phil Housley, who was hired by the Coyotes, might also be fired. Fair enough. You know, I swear, I wanted to be like, hey, I'm going to play different stuff tonight, but we got so many people. I'm super tempted to play NASCAR if people wanted to tonight. I've been having so much fun with that game. Anton Slepyshev on waivers. 2 stars. Can I? I'm gonna put in a claim for him. See if we get him. All right, we play Anaheim. San Jose, 3 points ahead with the game at hand. Interesting. We need a win here. Ducks still have Raquel, Getzlaf, Silverberg, Steele, Grant, Heinen, Milano, Perot, Glendening, Delorier, Badini, Terry. Defense is Lindholm, Manson, Fowler, Shattenkirk, Mahora, Larson. Goalie duel in this one is Ottinger and Gibson. Gibson only rocking an .894 this season. This Gurianov with a 4-game point streak. Let's see what we can do. We need another big 2 points here to keep pace with the Sharks. Danton Heinen starts off the scoring. That is not ideal. Alex Radulov gets it right back. Carlson and Mikheyev on the assists. Sam Steele scores. 2-1 Anaheim. Power play. Riley took a trip to offset it. A lot of offsetting penalties here. Was that Chris Gibson, not John Gibson? Oh yeah, shit, you're right, they have 2 Gibsons. Huh. Well then. Andreas Janssen scored to tie it up at 2. That's hilarious. And you. So, NASCAR? NBA? Muggy dude, let's take the pressure off people playing for money and just say, hey, let's play. Fuck, if he's actually that badly injured. That could be the end of Mark Giordano's career. A fractured larynx for Mark Giordano. And Sam Steele scores his second of the game immediately afterwards. We go to the third, down by 1. Can't score on the power play. 5 minutes to go, and the Anaheim Ducks are going to win this one 3-2 in regulation. The San Jose Sharks are going to win this division as Chris Gibson shut us down. 32 shots to 16. Our goaltending just wasn't there. Just wasn't there. That's going to cost us the division title. And then we have too many players on the active roster. And that's because Slepyshev is here, who I am immediately, more than likely, going to try to send down. Actually, how's Andreoff been in his 7 games? So, whoops. Pablo, what's going on, buddy? Andy Andreoff has not been that good. Andy, I'm going to try to put you through waivers here. See how that works out for us. Indeed, Pablo. Now, yeah, Gio is that hurt. An indefinite injury from Mark Giordano. Gonna have to put him on the injury list. Which means... I mean... we could try to go with someone like Osterley, Juice, or Harrington. I would say go for Rumble for the memes, but he's our AHL captain. Nick Padan has 42 points in 64 AHL games, 34 and 67 for Kalen Addison. Of course, most of our defensemen can play on either side. Oh, shit. Nick Padan, congratulations. You're going to get the opportunity to replace Mark Giordano. Good luck. 6 months for Gio. 6 months. That could legitimately end Mark Giordano's career at 38 years old. Traded for Yoel Armia, Rasmus Asplund, the rights to Mr. Janssen Falby, and a 5th and a 6th. We gave up a decent amount to get him. And fresh off of winning a gold medal at the World Championship last year, that might be it. Pablo, I love this game. Slepyshev was claimed off waivers by us, of course. We get the AHL awards. The nominees for Player of the Year, Anthony Duclair, Ivan Chekhovich, and Jack Studnicka up there for Player of the Year for the Bitch Pigeons. 78 points in 69 games. Pablo, no, I've been playing this since 4. The Bastion Award for top goaltenders, David Tendek, Yaroslav Askarov, and Zach Fucale. Look at Zach Fucale hanging around. Eddie Shore Award for top defensemen, Ben Hutton, Derek Forbert, and Ryan Johnson. 3 guys who are all NHL caliber. Brett Garrett, Chad Yetman, Cole Schwint, and Robert Master-Simone. Those are the big awards, at least. So yeah, we're in a tough spot here due to injury, and the LA Kings might catch us. We might actually lose home ice advantage. Pablo, indeed. Granted, I have whenever I'm up at the girlfriend's, I have stuff shipped to my parents. I have a Blue Jackets jersey waiting for me at home, as well as a a Bruins jersey that should be there before the end of Christmas, ideally. So, yeah, still adding to the jersey collection, but also trying to downsize a little bit because I don't have the space. The girlfriend's cool with the jersey collection. She's just not cool with the idea of me having like 100 and taking up a shitload of space. But I think once I finish downsizing the collection, I'll give the whole full tour again. It's like, hey, here's what the collection looks like. Alright. Scott Harrington. How have you performed this year? Not great. So if we have to send somebody down, it's going to be Harrington. We play Calgary. We need a win here. Desperately need a win here. Question is, can we get it? We have to try and keep pace with the Kings. Former player of ours, Rasmus Asplund, into the box. Andreas Janssen gets the goal. Patrick and McDonough on the assists. Johnny Gaudreau ties it. Damn. Not ideal. Andreas Janssen scores again. Scott Harrington on the assist. The Leafs connection paying out. Cam Atkinson scores. It's now 3-1. Things are looking good for us here in Seattle all of a sudden. Third period up 3-1. Andreas Janssen with the hat trick. What a game. Crystal Tang scores as well. It's 5-1. Sheelington gets one back. What a performance there. 5-2. Andreas Janssen leading the way with the hat trick. 34 shots to 20. And a convincing win for the Kraken. Again, heading towards the postseason. Wow, they had some players with some rough numbers there. Matthew Tkachuk was abysmal defensively. Absolutely abysmal. Star player in that one. It wasn't even Janssen. He was good offensively, but not the best defensively. Best player offensively was actually Denis Gurianov, and he only had 1 point. Yeah, Andreas Janssen is nuts. So that keeps us 1 point ahead of the Kings, but they have a game at hand. We very well could be on the road, but we have made the playoffs in our very first season, which is tremendous, obviously. As Jordan Stahl hit 600 points. We have our scouting report back. Nobody that we have unscouted, which is great. Tampa Bay in our penultimate game of the season. We'll quick sim this one. Spencer Martin in net, and we light him up. 5-0. 51 shots to 21. Beautiful performance there for the Kraken. Beautiful, beautiful. Amazing games for Morgan Rielly, Ilya Mikheyev, William Karlsson. Fantastic. Martin in 902. Ottinger with the 21 save shutout. Very, very good. Will that keep us ahead of the Kings? 3 points up. They have 2 games at hand. San Jose Sharks have clinched the Pacific Division here. Just going to keep an eye out on the Kings. Got to keep an eye out on the Kings. We can finish with a maximum of 47 wins in our first season as Claude Giroux hits 300 career goals. And development reports here. Some good development across the board. Some players regressing a little bit. It's a pretty good development across the board. Player of the month, Anze Kopitar and Jonas Korpisalo. So yeah, that explains the Kings shooting up the standings there. We're 1 point clear. Josh Anderson's been suspended for a game. And we are into the month of April. Will the Kings pass us? They won't. If we win, we have home ice advantage on the Kings in round 1. If we lose, the Kings could steal said home ice advantage. So, looking like we can make the playoffs here. Life is good. Nothing major there in terms of the injury updates. So our final game of the season is against Dallas. The Kings have not played yet. Again, if we beat Dallas, we're good to go. It's Jason Robertson, Tyler Seguin, Joe Pavelski, Kostin, Faxa, Kamano, Tufty, Bach, and Walker, Masherin, Karlstrom, and L'Esperance. Defense, Haskin, Klingberg, Lindell, Graves, Nurse, and Harley. Between the pipes, it is Ben Bishop. If we win, we have home ice advantage. In our first ever playoff matchup, Ilya Mikheyev starts off the scoring 34 seconds into it. Can't really ask for a better start there, can you? And we'll go to the second, up 1-0. Tripping call on Nathan Walker. We're on the power play. We can't score. And still holy penalties. Morgan Riley takes a 5-minute boarding major. That we somehow survived. We go to the third period, still up 1-0. Jesus. Are we going to be able to hold on here? Jake Ottinger shuts out his former team. 1-0 the final score. And we will be playing the LA Kings in the first round with home ice advantage. 34 seconds in, that was the winner. 37 shots to 19. A pretty good game across the board there for some players. Ottinger was fantastic. And as mentioned, we're going to the playoffs. We beat the Kings on tiebreaker. Goddamn. But we're going to the playoffs. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Morgan Riley was suspended for a game. That's not beautiful. Hopefully that doesn't count for game one of the playoffs. I'm 99% sure that it does. And there we go. So we come to the end of year awards, or at least the nominees. Hart Trophy nominee is Austin Matthews, Connor McDavid, and Tomas Hertl. Vezina nominees are Ben Bishop, Katahat, and Mackenzie Blackwood. Norris nominees Alex Pietrangelo, Colton Parayko, and Morgan Riley. Calder nominees Adam Beckman of Minnesota, Leon Kawanke of Winnipeg, and Marco Rossi of Minnesota. Executive of the Year, Rob Blake, Steve Yzerman, and Tom Fitzgerald. The disrespect. The disrespect. I made the playoffs in the first season with an expansion team, and I don't even get nominated for Executive of the Year. The disrespect. Selke, Lindholm, Kevin Hayes, and Ryan O'Reilly. Lady Bing, Artemi Panarin, and Austin Matthews, Nick Backstrom. Messier Leadership Award, Ovi, Getzlaf, and Ryan Suter. Ted Lindsay nominee is Austin Matthews, Connor McDavid, and Tomas Hertl. And the Jack Adams, Craig Berube, Mark Recchi is the head coach of the New Jersey Devils, and Todd McClellan in LA. Rasmus Ristolainen might be leaving Buffalo. And the sound you hear is Sabres fans rejoicing. But to get a full look here then at the standings, again, actually, we might not be playing the Kings. That's right, we redid the seeding. It's 1 through 8. It's not the current actual playoff format. You guys wanted that changed. So technically, we're going to be playing the Colorado Avalanche instead. We are going to be playing the Colorado Avalanche, if I'm not mistaken here, in the first round. Dallas will play LA, San Jose will play Vegas, and St. Louis will play Anaheim. And then Philly will play Tampa, Toronto will play the New Jersey Devils, the Islanders will play the New York Rangers, and the Bruins will play the Sabres. It's not bad. 5th best team in the entirety of the NHL. Arizona was dead last, 56 points. Next best team is Florida with 75. So the Arizona Coyotes, Deke Slayer, let's do a little bit of this right now. The Arizona Coyotes are a tire fire. I hate to tell you. A tire fire. It is bad. Take a look at some stats here, shall we? Austin Matthews, 62 goals. Nobody else hit 50. Barzal was 66 assists. Matthews, 117 points. Hertl was the only other guy to hit 100. William Karlsson and Ilya Mikheyev, both an NHL best plus 48. Not bad. Goalie leaders. We have Jordan Bennington winning 47 games. Man, that's Freddie Anderson, too, in Arizona. Best save percentage was Simon Ersan. Carter Hart up there as well. Really quickly, when we go to options, I am going to turn off base gen here because I'm tired of it glitching out. It looks weird. Oops. So then team stat wise, so goals for per game, we have the league's third best offense in terms of goals for per game. Goals against average, we had the third best defense as well. It's kind of interesting then that we didn't do better. Face-off percentage, we're towards the bottom, down in 25th. So we need to do a better job on the draws, but for the most part, we're doing okay. Penalty minutes a game, 21st, so I mean, our discipline's not that bad. Not that bad. I mean, I like where the team's at. How could you not, right? I mean, to look at, and actually here, let's go. Oops. Back over here, player stats. I'd like to look. I would have preferred to look just at us. Hopefully it shows everyone who's not on the team. So one thing I was worried about, I know I can see the stats from here. But to look at said stats, you had Radulov with 84 points, 39 goals. What a pickup he was. Morgan Riley with 76 points. Mikheyev hit 72. 67 for Atkinson with 38 goals. William Karlsson nearly a point per game. Hell of a pickup there. Nikita Gusev hit 46 points. Didn't have too many people play the full season, but we did have a lot of turnover. A lot of roster turnover. Let's look at the offensive stats here. 16 power play goals for Radulov this season. Offensive stats. 224 hits for Johan Larsson. That dude is just a bus. Such a problem. We have a real physical lineup. It's pretty nice. Little face-offs here. I mean, so our face-off percentage isn't that bad. Badger, what's going on, man? Face-off percentage isn't that bad. And then goalie stats. 934 for Ottinger and 916 for Vasilevsky. It's not too bad. Can't really complain. Again, Vasi, load management, because Braden Holtby was on the team for a decent amount of time. So let's go ahead and see it confirmed. We know now it's going to be Colorado because of the change in the playoff format. I'm excited to see what we could do. Very excited to see what we could do. Problem is, though, the records were pretty close. We did lose the season series to them as well. Just a little bit scary. See what we're up against, shall we? Actually, in fairness, we can see what we're up against as we load into it, so. The hope is that this roster that we've constructed, again, we are without the likes of Mark Giordano. There was a lot of wheeling and dealing to get this roster in place. You know, some players that just really weren't getting it done for us. Had to make those changes. Here's the interesting thing, though. The game, or Gerard Gallant is playing Harrington, who has 6 points in 10 games, over Nick Badan. So I'm going to send Badan back down to the Bitch Pigeons. And we're just going to call up Jordan Osterley as a veteran to take that spot. That way Badan can still play in the minors. And aside from that, we should be fine. Hopefully, maybe, possibly, probably. Indeed, Pablo. Indeed. Just for the record here, before I get into this playoff sim, because I see in chat people are still floating the idea around of NASCAR. Who would be down? Yeah, I don't know. It's still glitching out. I don't know why. It's unfortunate, though. So again, it is Anaheim, St. Louis, Vegas, and San Jose. We get to play Colorado. LA plays Dallas. Tampa plays Philly. Jersey plays Toronto. Battle of New York, Boston, and Buffalo. There's 4 people down for the old NASCAR. Huh? Tempted. But Dan had a suspend. Did he? When the hell did he get suspended? But Dan. Didn't see anything about a suspension. But, you know. Yeah, it is what it is. Regardless, it's better that he plays full-time. It's better that he plays full-time in the minors. I'm at least going to sim this series against Colorado. So let's do this. We are in the playoffs for the very first time. It's been a beautiful journey. A lot of wheeling and dealing to get this team to this point. The lineup that Gerard Gallant is running with here. Maybe not. Because Osterley is in that lineup, and I don't like that, to be honest. I'm going to send him back down, and again, Nick Badan, I'm going to call you back up. See what happens. Not enough skaters to create a lineup. That's right, because Badan is suspended. So what if I call up Kalen Addison as well? Okay. So it's going to be Mikheyev, Carlson, Palmieri. McCann, Larson, Virtanen. That is a problem line to deal with. Guryanov, Patrick Atkinson. Johansson, Slapishev, Radulov. Johansson, Slapishev, Radulov. I don't like the idea of Slapishev being in that lineup. To be honest, we're going to try to send him down. And we're going to call up Stud. One of the AHL Players of the Year, perhaps. And that puts Hedel into the lineup instead. Interesting. Achilles, indeed. This is just our first year. Let's send Stud down again here. Andy Andreoff. You know what? Let's get a center who can kind of cover our backsides here. All right, so Mikheyev, Carlson, Palmieri, McCann, Larson, Virtanen, Guryanov, Patrick Atkinson, Janssen, Hedel, Radulov. Defense is Ekholm, Letang, Letty, McDonough, Harrington, Addison. So Kalen Addison, big turn of events here for him to be in the lineup. Colorado lines up as such. Landeskog, McKinnon, Rantanen, which is unreal. And Iggy, the thing to remember is that's just the role Radulov's being played in. And he is at a 14. Oh, I know, Dunno, but I didn't want to be the head coach for that reason. I wanted to be able to blame the coach. So McKinnon is a 20 as a speedy forward. Monster, take it easy, man. Second line is Burakovsky, Comfort, Nieto. Bocage. Yost and Saad. Burke, Dickinson, Donskoy. Defense is Girard and Makar. Taves, Reinke, Byram, and Johnson. That's an exploitable defense because they have 2 quarterbacks leading the offense on the same pairing. That's just not a good combination. Goaltenders, Pavel, Francois, Francouz, and Jake Ottinger is starting. Gerard Gallant is starting Jake Ottinger over Andrei Vasilevsky in Game 1. Here we go. Puck drop on the first ever Kraken playoff game here in our first season. Trying to duplicate what Vegas did, except for one minor detail. And then to win the whole damn thing, let's do it. Cale Makar takes a holding penalty early and a wild Bill Carlson. Wish I had my Vegas jersey here. William Karlsson starts off the scoring. Let it be known, he has the first ever playoff goal in team history. Ekholm on the assist. Continue on. William Karlsson's got another one. Wild Bills come to play. Palmieri and Mikheyev on the assist. We're up 2 within 3 minutes. What a start to the game here. What a start. Ilya Mikheyev makes it 3. What a start. Hedel and Radulov on the assist. That is a chef's kiss worthy first period of play. We go to the second. Halfway through now, no goals still to this point. We will go to the third, still up 3-0 here in Game 1. Landeskog, though, strikes early for the Avs to get him back into it. Cale Makar scores. The lead is down. Oh boy. The lead is down to just 1. Why can't I hit play here? I'm confused as to why I can't hit play. Because I don't want to, you know, quick sim it. What's up with that? Why can't I hit play? That's really weird. I mean, I guess I'll just have to quick sim it. Yeah, for some reason I'm not allowed to hit play. And I don't know what the reason for that is. Well, fingers crossed. Martin Ferk scores. We just blew a 3-0 lead. Uh-huh. We just blew a 3-0 lead. Colorado to the power play. We're going to overtime. From 3-0 up to being tied at 3 apiece. We are going to overtime. Big Boss, I mean, you know, talk about bugs. It's like, well, what developer aren't you talking about? Let's see what happens. Overtime in our first ever playoff game. And we blew a 3-0 lead and lost 4-3 in overtime. $40 shots to 23, and we gave up 4 straight goals. Jonas Donskoy is the hero. An abysmal game for the likes of Nick Leddy. Francois, the 925. Ottinger posted an 826. An 826. That is a brutal, brutal, brutal way for your first playoff game to go. Crystal Tang is not going to be at 100%. Morgan Riley is back from suspension, as is Bodan. Is Bo Horvath going to be out for 6 weeks? Matt Grzelcyk's going to be out for 5 months. So we're going to have some changes to the lineup here, thankfully. So we get ready for game 2. So we have Mikheyev, Carlson, Palmieri, McCann, Larson, Virtanen, Guryanov, Patrick Atkinson, Janssen, Gusev, Radulov, Riley McDonough, Ekholm, Addison, Leddy, Bodan. Two rookie quarterback defensemen. Whew. Alright. And the Avs, I believe, stay the same. Actually, Ian Cole is in. Eric Johnson is out. Kofi, what's going on, buddy? What's going on? Kofi, it's good to see you. Welcome to the world where the Seattle Kraken just blew a 3-0 lead in game 1 of their first ever playoff game to lose 4-3 in overtime. I'm having a time. I'm having a time. And Ottinger is starting again over Vasilevsky. Are we gonna fire our coach? Gerard Gallant might get fired nearly immediately. Oh goodness. Anyway, Kofi, again, thank you for the raid, buddy. I do appreciate it. If you guys haven't dropped Kofi a follow, by the way, you should. For numerous reasons. I don't have time to get into the reasons. Closing in on 4K, though. If you could help get him there, I would appreciate it at the very least. Okay. I'm just going to hit play, then I'm going to stop. And now we're going to quick sim. Here we go. First period. Mikheyev to the box for holding the stick. Mikheyev to the box for tripping. Makar to the box on a hold. A lot of penalties here early on in the playoff game. Nathan McKinnon gets the opening goal. Oh boy. To explain to anybody coming over from Kofi's, by the way. Hi. How you doing? We are playing Franchise Hockey Manager 7 in line with what you might see. It is from the same developers of Out of the Park Baseball, in line with what you might see as well from my Football Manager. It's a little bit below those two games in terms of quality, smaller dev team, less of a budget. But being a hockey fan, of course, I have to give it support. It's a fantastic game. Although, by the end of this, I might not be all that happy with it. Down 1-0 at the end of the first. Dan takes a penalty. Again, we are taking the expansion. Season 1, Seattle Kraken, who made the playoffs, but this is not looking great. Come on, boys. 1 goal, please. We haven't scored a goal since the first period of Game 1. It is now the third period of Game 2, and there was 3 minutes worth of overtime. Oh, boys. 7:41 to go. The sim speed is way too slow, but I feel like fast goes too fast. So we get to see our little dots. Somebody scored. It was Colorado. Nathan McKinnon. Let's just get this over with. Martin Kaut makes it 3. The Colorado Avalanche take 2. Game 2 by the score of 3-0. 30 save shutout for Pavel Francouz, and we are in a boatload of trouble. 3-0 up at the end of the first period in Game 1. We are literally the Tampa Bay Lightning. Of last year. Oh no. Nobody really had a great game. Patrick, Radulov, Badan, and Atkinson defensively were a nightmare. An 889 for Ottinger, a 30 save shutout for Pavel Francouz. Yikes. I am gonna need a drink. Please. I wish it was alcoholic right about now. But what are you gonna do? Just to give you guys a look around the league as well for what is going on. Anaheim and St. Louis are tied at 1 apiece, as are Vegas and San Jose. LA and Dallas. Over in the East, Philly's up 2-0 on Tampa. New Jersey up 2-0 on Toronto. The battle in New York at 1 apiece, and Buffalo up 2-0 on Boston. We go to Game 3. Oh, Gerard, I don't know. I don't know if I can trust you. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 defensemen. Ooh. We just got to go for it. It's Game 3. Ottinger's starting again. I'm gonna fire Gerard Gallant. Miss Deej used to work. Deej, did something change that she's now being called Mrs. Deej, or is that just for chat's sake? And Deej, that's fantastic. Boston Red Blocks, that's for chat's sake, fair. Game 3. Gallant elected to ride the hot hand heading into the playoffs in Ottinger, and it has backfired so far. Power play, and Morgan Riley takes an unsportsmanlike penalty. Mitch Reinke scores. 1-0 Avs. 1-0 for the Avs. We have not scored. 2-0 for the Avs. We have not scored since the first period of Game 1. Second period, we're down 2-0. Kinnan to the box. Taves to the box. 5-on-3, and finally we score. William Karlsson gets us on the board. Byram to the box. Power play is wasted. Kyle Palmieri has tied it. Oh my god, we finally start scoring again. Letty and Janssen on the assist. We go to the third, tied at 2. Can we steal away this win and get back into the series? Nathan McKinnon makes it 3-2. 5 minutes to play here. And unfortunately, now again, there is a puck. The problem is we're just moving so fast on the sim speed. You can tell who has the puck by their icon if it's lit up. Shot on, saved by Francouz. Kraken in the white, under 4 minutes to play. Down 3-2 and in danger of being down 3-0 in the series. Big turnover there, big chance in the counterattack, but we're forced to slow it down. Final 3 minutes here. We're in the offensive zone, turned over. And we are running out of time. 2:40 to play. The Avs working it around into the zone, nearly worked their way through. Shot fired wide by Reinke. So over 2 minutes left, a race into the corner. But Dan gives it away. Shot on, again stopped by Ottinger. 2 minutes left. Turnover there. Race down into the corner, no icing. Never mind, it is icing. Okay. 1:53 to go. Are we going to be down 3-0 in this series? Carrying it. Again, we're moving a bit slow, but it's fine. Into the offensive zone along the half wall. Tried to go back to the point, forced to drop all the way back. It's like watching Roblox hockey. Fair. Riley shot, and Francouz will cover with 57 seconds left. I mean, Furman probably, but let's be honest, this team changed consistently throughout the year. 30 seconds to go. Colorado in possession. 15 to go. Are the Avs going to have a 3-0 series lead? The answer is yes. 3-2 is your final. And the Seattle Kraken, who make the playoffs in their first season, are very, very, very close to just absolutely blowing this. Yikes. This is not how we wanted this season to go. So many of our players have been underperforming. The thing is, Kalen Addison's been one of our better performers, while Badan hasn't. And Nick Badan's going to get dropped. We'll get Scott Harrington into the lineup. And then forward-wise, tough to say exactly what we should do. We pretty much got to stick with it. Drop Ottinger. I can't. It's up to the coach. Well, I mean, I could literally drop him. That might be my only choice. Yeah, it's to literally drop him. It might risk his feelings about staying with the team long term, but we're going to drop Jake Ottinger and call up Marcus Högberg. And that should get Vasilevsky into the lineup for Game 4. A must-win game defensively now. It's Riley McDonough, Ekholm Letang is back, Leddy and Addison. I'm gonna fire Gerard Gallant right now. Marcus Högberg starts Game 4 with the season on the line. Is Gerard Gallant about to lose his job? Bowen Byram scores 1-0 Avs. Nathan McKinnon scores 2-0. Jared McCann gets it back. It's 2-1 at the end of the first period. Nick Leddy scores to tie it at 2. We haven't had a lead since the first period of Game 1. We go to the third, season on the line. Alex Bocage scores. The Seattle Kraken are swept by the Colorado Avalanche. There will be no Vegas Golden Knights-like cup run. Instead, we got Winnipegged. We make it back to the playoffs, only to get swept. I don't even need to straw poll it. Gerard Gallant. I don't think... there's no way of knowing for sure if another coach would have done something differently. But Mr. Gallant, despite getting this team to the playoffs, sir, and it's weird how it didn't have Vegas' history there. Sir, despite getting this team to the playoffs, yeah, you are probably fired. I don't know if we can have any, like, do we dare give him a second chance? Goalie handling is conservative. There really is nothing I'd say that could justify this. Chat, you know what? We will bring it up to a straw poll. We will. We will bring it up to a straw poll. Let's do it. Gerard Gallant. Is he going to be fired? We will leave it up to the straw poll in chat. Not a great start. Not a great start. Here you go, Gerard. I'll give you. All right, I've seen enough. Gerard Gallant. Gerard Gallant. You know, there's some things. There's some things in life that are just inevitable, Gerard. And you know. Goodbye, Gerard. Goodbye, Gerard. You are gone. There will be a new head coach for the Seattle Kraken next season. You know, we could take a look at who's available now. I refuse to coach the team. I refuse. It's not as fun. John Tortorella is available. Interesting. I mean, for head coaches right now, I mean, we're looking at the likes of John Tortorella. Ray Shero wouldn't be a very good coach for us, let's be honest. John Tortorella prefers veterans, you don't say. Ruthless in his loyalty. Probably not the best guy for us here, let's be honest. He's the defensive first coach. He's not the best of prospects. Getting John Tortorella on this team isn't going to be great for us, let's be honest. But in saying that, I want to take a look at what Gerard Gallant... Yeah, so you'd think Gerard Gallant would have been better long term. It's just... You know... Something happened where he just wouldn't play Vasilevsky, and you guys said he had to go, so he had to go. Peter Laviolette. Lavi's very well-rounded, but again, another guy who prefers veteran players, and it's tough to say if our team is going to be built primarily of veteran players down the road. You know, this year we had quite a few veterans, but we also had quite a few young players as well. We had a really good balance. So, I mean, Laviolette's available. Dale Talon? I don't think... Yeah, Dale Talon can't coach. Dale Talon can't coach. Didn't I sort this by GMs and... Oh boy. Yeah, I took out the owners. Ah, there we go. Take out GM. That's what we wanted. Let's see. Daryl Sutter's also there. Surprisingly, doesn't prefer veterans, but again, not very good at coaching younger players, unfortunately. And you got the likes of Rick Tocchet, Ron Sutter, Sergei Gonchar, John McLean, Doug Waite, Bob Bugner, Adam Oates, Mike Kitchen, Scott Mellenby, Corey Schwab, Kevin Deneen. John Madden, Rich Peverly, Jeff Ward, Ray Whitney, DJ Smith. A lot of options of getting the Bach off. Mike Sillinger, Randy Cunningworth, Daniel Alfredson is not a good coach. He's a better scout. He is an actual scout, that's why. Chris Chelios. Corey Hirsch, would love to have as a goalie coach. I mean, there's a lot of options. There's a lot of options, especially in that known internationally category. I don't know who the next head coach is going to be. We might wait to see if somebody else becomes available. Who's to say that we have to name a new head coach now, you know? It might be worth waiting to see who else becomes available, if I'm being honest. Why jump for the first option that's there? Well, Letang, I'm glad you're good to go, considering we're out of the goddamn playoffs. Atkinson back soon? Boy, don't I hope so. Oh, God, Tomas Hertl is out, which is devastating for San Jose. Oh, boy. So I think the first round has come to a close. I at least want to see who the Hall of Fame options are going to be before probably switching to NASCAR, if not NBA. Boy, aren't I glad Cam Atkinson's back. So playoff-wise, the Ducks beat the Blues in 6, the Golden Knights beat the Sharks in 7. We, of course, were swept. And the Kings beat the Stars in 7. So it's Anaheim and LA, Vegas and Colorado. On the other side, Philadelphia swept Tampa. The Devils beat the Leafs in 5, 7 seed over a 2 seed. The Rangers beat the 3 seed Islanders in 7, and the Sabres swept the Bruins. So it's Devils and Flyers, Rangers and Sabres in the second battle for New York. We'll see how this goes. Only one rivalry matchup in the second round. That's, of course, the 2 Californian teams. We'll have to see. Oh, my God. You know, when you've had the hiccups for a combined 2 hours or so throughout the day, man, a burp feels like you're being fucking stabbed in the chest. Fuck. Tyler Benson's going to be out for 7 months with an ACL injury. And the scouting update, we're still pretty much good to go. We have everyone in the top 32 perfectly scouted. Maybe not perfectly, but close to it. I mean, yeah, boss, we just finished our first season. Yeah, up at the top there, 2022 season. So the 21-22 season for us just came to a close. Not in the way we would have wanted. I genuinely thought we could have maybe won the cup in season 1, but no. Development reports, good improvement there for Ethan Brown. Ratu and Rosen both improving. Good development for Nicholas Zabane as well. Had a good feeling about that guy, and we'll see if that works out for us. Sven Berchke loses a bit of acceleration. We also don't know what the hell is going on with the bitch pigeons. What's going on with the bitch pigeons? Well, they didn't move on. Standings-wise, and again, they don't have the rights to the AHL, but there will eventually be options out. The Bitch Pigeons didn't make the playoffs. 44-30-2. Not great. Not great. Yeah, I wanted to see what happened. What happened there? There was a lot of roster turnover for our AHL team this year because we had to make changes consistently. Goofy, I don't think it's out yet. That's the problem. If it is out, it just came out in the past 2 days because that was the last time I checked. So here we go, the Hall of Fame nominees. So these are the players. 6 works with 7? Well, that's news to me, though. These are the players that have been nominated by other teams. Boris Mikhailov, Marco Tolola, Jan Latvala, Rod Brindamore, Daniel Albertson, Doug Mon, Sergei Gonchar, Matthew Schneider, Theo Fleury, Dave Taylor, Brian Propp, Gary Suter, Roman Hammerlich, Keith Kachuk, Ray Whitney, Pat Verbeek, and Teppo Numminen. Which means we get to nominate one of these players. And again, chat, I will leave it up to you who we're going to nominate. That doesn't mean they're going to make it into the Hall. It just means they go into the Hall of Fame voting. Again, only one can make it. So we have former Bruin and Whaler Glenn Wesley. Steve Larmer is there. Patrick Eliash. Bobby Smith. Doug Waite. Alex Mogilny is on the ballot, potentially. Steve Duchesne. Alexei Kovalev. Brian Bellows. And Chris Pronger. So you can vote for whoever you would want to see win that vote. But whoever the number one is, there's no runoffs, nothing. Whoever wins this poll is the one that we're going to vote for. So again, Glenn Wesley, at this stage, in a ridiculous career, obviously. Almost 1,500 games, 500 points as a defenseman. Fortunately, it's not going to let me hit the up and down arrow. I think obviously another favorite would probably be Patrick Eliash. Played for New Jersey for the longest time. 400 goals and over 1,000 points in his career. Of course, Alex Mogilny as well. Another favorite, I am sure. 1,000 points in 990 games. And then Chris Pronger here as well. Surprised he wasn't in by default, but I mean, 698 points in 1,100 games. Those are the guys who I'd probably label as the favorites. And it is between Mogilny and Pronger right now at the top of the list for who we're going to throw up there into the voting. Which doesn't make doesn't make too much of a difference here. Still tied at 10 apiece. I'll spam the link one more time here, but we shall see how this goes. Yes, guys, we know Pronger's in real life. Jesus Christ. We know. I said it at least a minute ago. Like, yeah, we know. What do you want me to do about it? There's nothing I can do about it, so let it go. There's no runoff. The stream makes a tie vote. Right now, McGillney's up by 1. And it is 151-20. And when that timer gets to 152 on the dot, whoever's winning calls it. And if there's a tie, it means I vote for whoever I want to vote for, not even between one of the top two. I'll vote for Brian Bellows if I want to. You know? Oh, God. Nice pie. Nice. That's, you know, it's wishful thinking. 152. Our vote goes to Alexander Mogilny. Alexander Mogilny is our selection. We cast our ballot on June 2nd. We might as well go forward and see who wins the Stanley Cup here before calling it. Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? But Mogilny gets our votes over Pronger, surprisingly. Anaheim knocks out LA. Vegas and Anaheim will meet in the conference final. I think Fitzpatrick goes to the Patriots. No, Deej, and if he does, I'm going to cry. Although it would be pretty funny. Let's take a look here. I didn't see who was in the East. Buffalo and Philadelphia. Philly's up 2-0. Anaheim up 3-0 now. The Anaheim Ducks look like they're going to cruise their way to the Stanley Cup final. They're up 3-0 on Vegas. Now 3-1. Buffalo's tied up their series of 2 apiece. Philly up 3-2. Anaheim going to the Stanley Cup final. It'll be Ducks and Flyers or Ducks and Sabres. Ducks and Flyers in the Stanley Cup Final. Here in 2021-2022, the first season of the Kraken. We say those years, and of course it's not that far off in real life. Goofy, don't worry, we're going to take a look at what those teams look like. We always do. We always do. Anaheim's up 2-0 though. Unfortunately, the sim won't stop even though I'm spamming the escape button, so I guess we'll find out in a minute what these two teams happen to look like. Because spamming the escape button to stop the sim is not working. Well, shit, a lot of stuff happened. Let's take a look. Anaheim is up 3-0 on Philadelphia. So to look at Philly, they have Giroux, Couturier, Voracek, JVR, Hayes, Obey, Kubel, Lindblom, Eriksson, Ek, and Allison. It's Wade Allison, Joel Farabee, Morgan Frost, and Bobby Brink. Defense is Provorov and Phil Myers, Ghost Bear and Suchi, Cam York and Brad Hunt. Goaltender is Carter Hart. But again, the 54-win Flyers team down 3-0 to this Anaheim team. Whoops. They won only 39 games. They did just lose Paul Stastny due to injury, but it's Raquel, Henrik, Silverberg, Steele, Stastny, Heinen, Toninato, Getzlaf, Terry, Grant, Perreault, Bedini, Lindholm, Manson, Fowler, Shattenkirk, Cody Curran, and Josh Mahora on defense. John Gibson and Chris Gibson between the pipes. Right now it's showing John Gibson as the starter at least. And in terms of what's happened elsewhere, the World Championships started and are already over. If I'm not mistaken, Travis Konechny is also out for the Flyers. Let's take a look here. The United States won gold in the World Championship 6-1 over Russia. It's Kyle Connor won MVP. Connor Hellebuck, best goaltender. And best defenseman was Colton Parayko. So the United States win in the World Championships again. They're now the 5th-ranked team. But yeah, big moment there. The World Championships go to the United States. Take a look. Finland actually won the first group. Actually, I guess it was tied. No, Finland won that first group. Canada won the second. Canada does win bronze over the Czech Republic 6-2. So, I mean, Finland beat the Czechs, the Czechs knocked out Finland. Russia knocked out Sweden. Canada beat Switzerland. The U.S. beat Germany. Then Russia beat the Czechs. The U.S. beat Canada in another really close game. It's always down to the U.S. and Canada. Of course. See what happens. Very close to casting the ballot. The Anaheim Ducks sweep the Philadelphia Flyers and win the Stanley Cup. The Ducks have done it. That was an incredible run. And the Ducks are the new Stanley Cup champions. Pittsburgh won it last year. Anaheim wins it this year. 39 wins in the regular season. They go on to win it all. As the salary cap has, of course, been temporarily expanded, I should say. Brian Rust is leaving Pittsburgh. Trevor Van Riemsdyk has been traded to Toronto for a 4th-round pick. You know, Dunno, I wish I could play that over here. Technically, I'd have to go over here where you get to look at no signal. And then I do
ducks.
This.
It's all about ducks.
Which is true. It is all about ducks. Scouting update. Of course, we're good to go in that regard. Darnell Nurse, Tony DeAngelo going to free agency. Scott Lawton as well. But again, the Ducks win the Stanley Cup here. The 8th seed in the West. They made the playoffs by 3 points. They knocked out the best team in the NHL in the Blues. And then they knocked out the 2 top teams en route to the Cup. A magical run for the 8th seed in Anaheim. They did, yeah. They pulled the Kings from 2012. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Boss, that is what our team looks like at the end of our first season. We had some issues where Gerard Gallant, our coach, wasn't playing Andrei Vasilevsky, and that did come back to haunt us. But Anaheim here, I want the stats, of course, for the playoffs. 23 points for Ricard Raquel. Like, they weren't a super high-scoring team. They just must have been incredibly defensive. And John Gibson was not the starter. Chris Gibson posted a .945 save percentage. And the Anaheim Ducks win the Stanley Cup. Uh-huh. 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 Well then. Well then. I am very intrigued to see who wins the awards. I think we know who's going to win the Conn Smythe now, don't we? And who also is going to be randomly drug tested all off-season long. Some good improvement from the likes of Jack Studnicka, Dylan Jackson, Jan Seacart. Some other players dropping off a little bit. It's June 1st. That was an unbelievable run there for Anaheim. We do get to the Hall of Fame vote, but before then, we get the evaluation here from good old Bob about the top prospects. We got information on basically everybody, so we're feeling good about that. And again, I'm going to let you guys vote on who makes the Hall of Fame. Again, we can select up to 4 players. So, the top 4 vote getters are who we'll vote for. Again, it's Boris Mikhailov, Marco Tulola, Jan Latvala, good old Rod Brindamore, Daniel Alfredson, Doug Mon, Sergei Gonchar, Matthew Schneider, Theo Fleury, Dave Taylor, Brian Propp, Gary Suter, Roman Hammerlick, Keith Kachuk, Ray Whitney, Pat Verbeek, Teppo Numanen, and Alex Mogilny. The top 4 in this multiple choice poll will be who we vote for. I mean, Tommy, we simmed a year and then joined in 21-22 like we were supposed to. The Kraken are joining in 2021. Literally by this time next year, the Seattle Kraken will be playing hockey games, more than likely, at least, depending on COVID stuff. And right now, some of the early votes, decent support for Alfredson and Mogilny. Continue to see how that pans out. All right. We shall see who makes it. So I did just get confirmation that the Pronger not being in the Hall of Fame was a mistake. They're supposed to be. It's supposed to be in line with the Hockey Hall of Fame. So that was just an unfortunate thing. It might have just been as simple as a check mark not being where it was supposed to be. Daniel Alfredson, Alex Mogilny, Rod Brindamore, and Keith Kachuk in a very, very good spot right now. It is 2:03. At 2:05, I'm calling it, whoever the top 4 happen to be. So make sure to vote in that poll. Again, multiple choice, the top 4 out of these players are who we ultimately vote for. And it looks like Daniel Alfredson's going to get a decent amount of votes here. Might be a Hockey Hall of Famer by the time he turns 50. A living legend. Career stats-wise, again, over 1,100 points. 1,200 games. Plays 1 season with Detroit because fucking life's not fair. Calder Trophy winner, number retired by the Sens. Gold medal in the 06 Olympics. 3 silver medals, 1 in the Olympics. Tiebreaker, apparently not. Yeah, Boris Mikhailov was insane. 77 years old, too. It's crazy. Do I like the NHL realignment for this year? I mean, it's okay. They're trying to make the best of a shitty situation. Alright, guys, 20-second warning here. 20-second warning on the voting, and then we'll go ahead and cast our votes. Might not find out tonight who makes the Hall of Fame, because again, I still want to play a little bit of NBA. Voting closes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So let's refresh this page. Who are we voting for? It's going to be Alfredson, Mogilny, Brindamore, and Tkachuk by 1 vote over Sergei Gonchar. So again, we go to the voting, and for our ballot, it'll be 1 Daniel Alfredson, Alex Mogilny, Rod Brindamore, and Keith Tkachuk. Those are the 4 that we are going to vote for here. Tommy, you can get it for about $32. If you use promo code TUGI24FHM7 at checkout. It's in the tweet, dog. It's in the pinned tweet. Alright, let's move forward here for a second. Yeah, we actually have a lot to handle. We have off-season negotiations here. Might have to see who we're going to be able to hold on to and who we're going to have to let go of. So there is going to be a lot to do with this team. I don't think we're going to get to it tonight, unfortunately. But that is okay. Like I said, we got a lot to do with this team. It's going to be a very busy offseason. As Jack Studnicka wins league MVP down in the AHL. Great stuff there, especially for someone who wasn't on the playoff team. David Farrance won the Butterfield Trophy as MVP of the playoffs, basically the Conn Smythe. David Tendek won Goalie of the Year. Derek Forbort was the top defenseman. Let's see, the AHL All-Stars, David Tendek, Derek Forbort, Ryan Johnson, Anthony Duclair, Jack Studnicka, and Matt Plemple. Not bad for Stud at all. And Ilya Kovalchuk has been dealt to Philadelphia for Nicholas Aube-Kubel. Hilarious. There's a Hall of Fame runoff. I can only select Doug Mons. So it looks like Doug Mons is going to be potentially in. It's going to be a weird situation. Oh boy! All right, we gotta. I think we gotta pull the plug on this and switch over to NBA. It's so much easier said than done. I think it got a little bit too late for the NASCAR crowd, which is fine. Although if not, then we'll see from there. What do we got? More stuff here. Jeremy Lauzon's been dealt to Vegas for a 3rd. Bruins Flyers trade was Ilya Kovalchuk for Nicholas Aube-Kubel. Jordan Binnington was dealt 1-for-1 for Andrei Svechnikov. St. Louis not happy about choking in the first round. They send Binnington to Carolina for Andrei Svechnikov. Nearly a point per game in Svechnikov. Binnington with a 9-12. Carolina, what are you doing? Whew. Canes will never make that trade in real life. It could happen. It could happen. Let's be honest. We've seen dumber trades. Nathan Beaulieu for a 4th as well. We have gotten to the awards ceremony. So that's it. That's how we'll end tonight. Let's get to the awards ceremony. And we'll see what we got. So, of course, the Ted Lindsay went to McDavid, the Art Ross to Matthews, as well as the Rocket Richard and Lady Bing. The Masterton to Ovi, as well as the Messier Leadership Award, and the Jennings went to Carter Hart. So, first award is the Hart, and it goes to Connor McDavid. 97 points in 78 games. Disrespect for Austin Matthews. Next up, Shane Gostisbehere, 1 playoff MVP, 17 points in 20 games. So crazy. It's unlikely, but, you know, you can't say that, but it's impossible. No. Gretzky dog, Gretzky. Next up, the Calder, Leon Gawanke. The German defenseman, 51 points in 77 games. What a season for the German. Damn. 51 points, 36 assists. Leon Gawanke. Next up, the Norris goes to Alex Pietrangelo. 75 points in 80 games. It's not all that surprising. The Selke goes to Elias Lindholm in his first season out in LA. Ben Bishop wins the Vezina. 926 save percentage for him. Carter Hart was robbed there, in my opinion. Executive of the Year, Tom Fitzgerald in New Jersey. I disagree with that. I wasn't even nominated. And the Jack Adams goes to Mark Recchi in New Jersey. So a lot of love for the New Jersey Devils this season from the award voters. Not bad. Not bad. And a good way to good thing to wind things down on FHM for tonight. We have a simply absurd amount of stuff to do this off-season. The draft is just about here. It's just about July 1st. This needs to stop. Oh, we're waiting for it to respond. Okay, thank God. So I'm going to have a chance to negotiate here. Didn't win Manager of the Year. I mean, in terms of our total score for our first season, 26. It's not bad. It's not bad. We do get some of these extra points here, and again, let's just dish into player management here. So why not? Let's see. So we do have a decent amount of news. Let's see. The All-Stars first team, Ben Bishop, Alex Pietrangelo, Colton Parayko, Jonathan Huberdeau, Connor McDavid, David Pastrnak, Morgan Riley was on the second team for us. The All-Rookie team, Dan Vladar, Gawanke, Ty Smith, Sam Poulin, Marco Rossi, and Jesse Ilanen. Let's see here. Let's see. Free agency preview. There's Sasha Barkov, Braden Point, Tomas Hertl, and Colton Parayko are the big names that'll be out there. Ralph Kruger has left the Buffalo Sabres. Mike Vellucci's replaced him. Travis Green has been sacked. Actually, by Buffalo, I should say, because Travis Green was fired by Vancouver. Todd Nelson replaces him. And John Cooper has been fired by Tampa. Jeff Halpern, former member of the Lightning, going to replace him. We get our scouting report. The top 32 are set, as Cooper Marotti's been dealt for Jack Pert in a minor deal. So it is June 30th. We are just about ready. Just about ready to see how this goes down. We do have some players on expiring deals. The likes of Morgan Riley, Matthias Ekholm. We got a lot of last-second negotiating we have to try and pull off here. There is a lot to do and a lot to think about, and we will get to it next time.